Flosstube. How are you guys? It is November 2020. I don't know exactly what day. It's the 15th. Today's the 15th. And I'm back to do an update. It's been a long time. Busy as usual. For those of you who are new here, my name is Melanie and I live in Michigan. And I have a ton of stuff to share today because despite being busy, I've been stitching a ton and I've been knitting. So the first thing I want to share with you is for my birthday this past May, my youngest sister got me this. It's the cross stitch journal and it's made by It's So Emma Stitchery through the Fat Quarter Shop. And I love it. I love it because I have so many whips. And what I decided to do was to fill this with all of my whips that I currently have going on so I can track them. And so what I did is I took 33 whips that I have. I put them in this book with the fabric and when I started them, and then I put them in order over here so I can go through them and kind of give you good information about each one. And then I also have 2 knitting whips, not a ton, but I attempted my first sock and I have to say I'm obsessed, love it. So let's get started. It's a cold, windy day in Michigan here today. Definitely in the mood for fall. I am one of those people. I am blasting the Christmas music 24/7. I need all the joy. I need all the Christmas, all of it. And the tree's going up next weekend. So yeah, my sister sometimes comes to my house to work with me because she's also working from home. And I'm very lucky that she also has the love for the Christmas music because yeah, all the Christmas music all the time. Okay, so this is my list. This is my whip list that I've got going in this book. And let me just show you like the first page, right? So it's pretty cool because it gives you pattern name, pattern designer, start date, fabric, and you can get really detailed in here. I just kind of kept it, you know, simple. And then I also added in the notes like what season it is themed with because I am a super seasonal stitcher. Like, I don't know, the season comes and that's I think why I have so many whips is I don't finish it within that season so that it hangs out until the next time the season comes around, but I love it. It works for me. So, gotta do it. Okay, so the first one is, I love this one, When Flowers Bloom by Brenda Gervais. And let me turn it this way so you can actually see the pattern. I just love that saying. It's so beautiful. Not to mention these colors. I mean that pink in the house and the pink in the flowers. Oh my gosh, I saw this on someone's Instagram, I cannot remember who, and fell in love. Immediately went, had to buy it. Immediate purchase, right? Okay, I'm gonna put all my finished ones over here so I don't make a mess. Okay, so this one is stitched on 32 count Heartland, and I started it in March of this year. And I put this one in the summer category. Look at that house. Oh my gosh, isn't that just the most beautiful color? I absolutely love it. I love Heartland fabric. It is really, really nice to work with. I've really enjoyed it. So that one hopefully will come out again next summer. Now, the other thing I want to say is the last video that I did, which was several months ago, for my mania this past year, what I decided to do was to try and touch every one of my whips. And I think I got pretty close. I think there's only a couple that I may not have gotten to. So that's another reason I wanted to go through my whips today because it's kind of like the end of the year. It's almost December. I know I'm rushing things. Love Christmas. And I figured, you know, just to go through everything that I've got open right now and then any progress that I had on them since we last talked, you'll be able to see. So that was When Flowers Bloom. Okay, next one, number 2, Bunny Hop by Country Cottage Needleworks. Now this, of course, is in my spring category. I absolutely love this. I am obsessed with bunny rabbits. Bopping along the lawn. The colors are beautiful. Weeks Dye Works is that grass. I think it's guacamole, I think. Absolutely obsessed with this one. And so when spring came around, I had actually started this one previously and I did it and I was not happy with the fabric that I had done it on. Like the way it looked, and I had started it in like, I want to say early 2018. And I was just getting back into stitching after a very long hiatus, so I just wasn't like happy with the way my stitches were laying. And I love this piece so much that I restarted it. So I restarted it in May of 2020 on 28 count mushroom Lugana. And this again, my spring category. This bunny's adorable. And the little carrots just hanging out in the grass. I love it. I love it. I really hope to finish this next spring. It's just such a beautiful, it's got that Easter vibe, right? So it's not just bunnies on there, but it's like the soft pastel-y carrot color, the soft grass color. It's just, it is my jam. Okay, project number 3 is May Wordplay with Thy Needle and Thread. Nicole Buckeye Stitcher gave me this for my birthday. And I love it, Nicole, but I am ashamed to say I started it in May 2018 and it's still not done. So this is the piece. And I've mentioned one of my previous floss tubes. So I got a new light. I got a new like a round ring light and it has my phone in the middle. I've always recorded my floss tubes on my computer, but I just feel like the video quality on my computer wasn't that great. Like it looked kind of grainy. So this is a whole new setup for me. So I'm gonna try and not get the light glare on it. But this one has a million different special dyed threads in it. And it's one of the things that just makes it so beautiful. Every single thread that I took out and started stitching, I was just in love with the colors. This is on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. And again, this is a spring piece for me with the birthday. I gotta finish this one this year, Nicole. It will be 3 years next May. It is time to get this one done. And it's not that I don't love it. I totally love it. It's just, you know, I'm one of those people where it's like I get on Instagram or I get on Flosstube and watch all you amazing Flosstubers and it's like, squirrel, I have to have the new thing. And then here I am starting a new thing and it's a new season. I'm like, oh, well, it's Christmas now. I need to just start a new Christmas. So they pile up. They pile up. I do think, I was thinking about it. I just got a Happy Planner. I don't know if you guys know about Happy Planner. It is a rabbit hole. Be very careful before you look at it because it is a rabbit hole. But I got a Happy Planner and one of the things in, like, I have the vertical layout and the very bottom section I'm gonna use to track crafting and plan crafting and every night when I sit down, which piece I wanna focus on. And so I do think I'm gonna start doing like a focus piece or 2 each month to try and clean up the whip pile. I think that would be good to just like zone in on 1 or 2 pieces at a time and then do my seasonal thing as well. And that might help me get through some of these whips. Not that I mind having 32 whips. It just is more joy to look at and touch and go through on video. Okay, the next one is Peace on Earth. This is by Cottage Garden. And I started this piece in October 2019. And it is on 28 count Weeks Dye Works Vintage Tundra, which is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of fabric. I mean, I love that color. So I got it started a little bit before the holiday and love the colors, love the fabric. This is the very first piece of Weeks Dye Works fabric I ever stitched on. No complaints. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So Christmas is coming. I'll need to get this one out again. Okay, number 6. This is Winter Seasonal Celebrations. Now this one is another old one. February 2018 is when I started this. I just love this. I got all of them. So I have winter, spring, summer, and fall. And they are beautiful. I was just so surprised when I stitched these at how, like, let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, and this is on 28 count pewter joblet. My winter category, obviously. But what I was so surprised with, that house and how beautiful, let me get closer, how beautiful those colors are in that house. That's DMC. That is DMC, and just blended together like that in those stripes, I just think it's so pretty. It's such a beautiful piece. So yeah, I need to get back to it. Bunnies, little bunnies. Love all the bunnies. Everything can have a bunny on it and I would be happy. Okay, project number 7. The Toy Store, Hometown Holidays, Little House Needleworks. So my vision for these, when I started, and I bought, I think I have I think I have 12 of them in there, might be one more new one, was to have a Christmas tree with these as the ornaments, I think, and it's still my vision. I shouldn't say was my vision, it's still my vision. So the one I started with was the toy store. How adorable is that? And they made it into a little ornament in this picture. Love this piece. So I stitched this on 28 count wheat Lugana, started it in January 2018, and I kid you not, like I am 20 stitches away. Like I have a few more snowflakes. I bought golden beads to put in for the little flames on the candle. I mean, I'm so close, so close. So this definitely needs to be a focus piece for this holiday season because I would really like to get this done. But isn't that cute? Look at the detail, the little rocking horse and the Christmas tree in the window. So sweet, so sweet. And I think those beads will look good because they'll look like, you know, real flame. I love it. Okay, and this is another series that I got into. This is Country Cottage Needleworks. This is the March Cottage. So I've done July, started August, but then wanted to restart because I wasn't happy with the fabric. I finished September, and I've started October, and that's in this pile too. But I think I want to restitch these, which is crazy because I have 1,000 whips. And I'll show you what I mean. So this was started March of this year, March of 2020, on 28 count lambswool Lugana. First, just look at it and look at the sheep. How do you not love two fat little sheep under a tree? And those colors are so beautiful. I just, oh my God, I love it. So here's the thing. This is 28 count lambswool Lugana, and it turned out pretty. I have a little bit more to go, like this bottom border. I'm so close on this one too, and it's really pretty. I'm just not sure if I'm sold on the fabric. So I started the October Cottage, and I'll show you that one too. I started the October Cottage on 32 count, and it's a taupe color. So I'm doing this on my phone, and it looks backwards. March looks backwards, so I hope it looks the right way to you. No, I'm doing this right, but March looks backwards. We'll find out. So I think I might restitch this. I'm not sure. The jury's still out. I can either just finish up that little bit and my different cottages will be on different fabrics with a different count, or I could restitch them all on that taupe fabric to make a match. I haven't quite decided yet. So we'll see how that turns out. Next is Lizzie Kate Summer Smalls. So the one that I did is Summer. I finished Berries. That's in my pile that needs to be fully finished. But the whip I've got is on this one. And I started it in June 2018 on 28 count lambswool Lugana. Obviously, it's in my summer category. And the specialty threads are Weeks Dye Works. So of course I started with the sheep and worked my way around to that adorable little watermelon. So again, like this is one, it's November, it's chilly, I've got a hot cocoa. I just can't stitch watermelons. I can't do it. I can't stitch summer and winter. I don't know what that's about, but it's weird for me. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have that same thing? I just can't, like I have to feel the mood. I don't know what it is. I'm just weird. Okay, whip number 10 is Cherish Friends by My Big Toe. Again, if this is all backwards, I apologize. Perhaps I need to film with my phone going the other way. I'll figure that out, but anyway. Cherish Friends, I love this piece. It's so simple, and literally there's only like 3 floss colors in this, but it's just like that muted kind of prim look to it. Love it, love it. Have a special friend in mind for this. They might get it in 2024, but they'll get it eventually. So this one is stitched on 32 count Country French Cafe Mocha, and I started in April of 2019. Isn't that so pretty? Isn't that purple so pretty? I just love it. It's just very delicate. It's very delicate and simple, and yeah, I love the look of it. I do. Okay, turning the page. Number 11, Snow Girls Cottage. So this is another series that I purchased, all as a series, and I've seen a lot of people do these. Some do it all on one big piece. Some have done it individually. Priscilla did it individually, and she put each one of these guys in like a pane on a window frame. It was really pretty how she did it. But I started with the Snow Girl, and so I started this January of 2020, so this January, on 32 count pearl gray Lugana, which is really a pretty color. I didn't want like a bluey look to it. So this has just got like that hint of blue in it, but I love this fabric. It's so pretty. So that's where it is. My snowman needs some eyes. But this is a fun one. This is one, you know, whenever I stitch houses, it's always just like good TV stitching, right? Because you can just stitch the blocks and you don't got to think too much. There's not a lot of confetti. And I'd really like to get this series done. I have no idea what I want to do with this series. I think when I was thinking about it in January, I was thinking about doing, because you know when Christmas is over, you have this beautiful tree and you take your tree down and wah, wah, it's like January and it's dark and everything's dark. I thought about doing a winter tree, you know, just like a little flocked winter tree and not having it be Christmas, but winter. And I could put all these little guys up as ornaments. That's my thought right now. That's my thought. Okay, this next one is so gorgeous. This is called Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I saw this, where did I see this? Somebody's Flosstube. It may have been Lucky Chance Stitcher, Amanda, which if you haven't checked her out, oh my gosh, she is amazing. This woman stitches at a rate of speed which I cannot even comprehend. And she's like, oh, look, I finished a Mirabilia. Oh, here's another Mirabilia. And here's another, I mean, one Mirabilia would take me a year. So she's a fantastic stitcher. If you haven't checked her out, I've mentioned her before, but go check her out. So this is Autumn Quakers. I think this is where I saw this piece. Look at how beautiful this is. And you know what's funny? Your stitching taste, at least for me, expands because I started out very much like snowmen, little houses, yay, so cute. And now I'm getting more into this type, like the sampler type with the, just the beautiful, beautiful different designs that like all come together into this amazing piece. Oh, I love Autumn Quakers. Autumn is my favorite time of year. So this one I started in July of this year, and it's a huge piece. I will show you how big the linen is. 28 count doubloon cashel. This is beautiful. Cindy from Cindy's Cross Stitch, hi Cindy, she is also doing a piece on doubloon. I don't remember if it's, I think it might be her big one. Her, oh, what's the name of that one? I have it in my stash too. His Eyes on the Sparrow, I think it is. I think she might be using that too. So it's just a beautiful color choice. And what's cool about this one, so here's where I'm at. I started in the upper corner and here's what I've got done so far. Look at those colors. Isn't that so gorgeous? The one thing I will say about this is you are changing a color every hot minute. Like you'll get started on one and oh, change another and change another. So that's the one thing that makes it like very slow stitching for me, but I don't care because it's gorgeous. But look at how big, so I'll move back. Look how big this piece of linen is. It's a very big piece of linen. And the threads on this are Valdani threads, which you guys probably know about. I did not know about. So it's its own little brand of threads. And this one had a thread pack and it came with like all the threads and they're in like little round bundles, like little wrapped up cakes of thread, and they're beautiful, and they're so beautiful. I absolutely love them. I am doing, the pattern called for 2 threads over 2. I am doing it 1 over 2. I found 2 threads over 2 was like super thick, at least for me. So this is just using 1 strand, and I love it. I love it so much. Look at that fabric too. All the modeling. Now I want to stitch it. It's technically so fall. Okay, next is the token long dog samplers. So again, this sampler vibe. Now this one I saw Shiloh X Stitch MD. If you haven't watched her channel, check her out. She's an amazing stitcher, an amazing knitter. Again, the girl is like finishing things right and left. I don't know how fast you guys stitch. Do you have more than 2 hands? I don't know. But Long Dog Samplers, the token, and I just love this. I love this so much. And what I decided to do, because I've got some serious auntie love for my nieces and nephew. My gosh. Light of my life. So I am going to put down here, I have 5 nieces and 1 nephew, and I'm going to do each one of their initials here. And then just put the year. So I'm stitching this one on April of 2020 is when I started it. 32 count Ivory Belfast, and this is just DMC, and I think it's DMC 814. I straight copied off of what Shiloh did, because if you go look at hers on her Instagram, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And here's where I'm at. So I started in the corner, and again, and I've said this in a previous Flosstube, what's so cool about this is each little motif is its like own separate thing, like its own thing going on. But it comes together to make this amazing array of DMC goodness. So look at those little elephants in like the jungle. And then we got some birds going on down here. And then those like, I don't know if they're peacocks. I don't know what those are at the top, but they're so cute. Yeah, let me move this over so I can see. Token of love. Isn't it so pretty? I absolutely love it. Again, this is another huge piece. I mean, look how big the fabric is. But I'm having a good time. The thing I love about this, I never have stitched a monochromatic piece. This is my first one. But it is wonderful because you are not constantly changing threads. You are not constantly looking for different symbols. You are just going and going and going. And I absolutely love that about it because it just, you can get your thread and just go. Ooh, isn't that so pretty? I love it. I love it. So thank you, Shiloh, for the inspiration to start that one. This is another Shiloh one. How funny. Okay, so this is Wander, and this is a PDF, so I don't have a physical chart. It's by 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. I started in July of 2020. It's on 32 count white Belfast, and the saying is, "Not all who wander are lost." I think everyone knows that saying. It's just beautiful. Look how pretty that is. This has been so much fun to stitch. And again, that is all DMC that you're looking at. Oh, I can't see. That's all DMC. And look how brilliant and beautiful those colors are. It is so pretty. And I've looked at it online. Like if you Google "Not All Who Wander Are Lost" 2x2 Stitch Art, you'll see how people have finished it just so beautifully. I love that saying. I've loved stitching these big blocks of color and then the little stars poking through. Such a fun piece. Highly recommend. Really have enjoyed that. Okay, whip number 15. Always Flowers Sampler. So this is by Stitches Through the Years. They have a lot of beautiful patterns as well. This one says, "Some see a weed, some see a wish. All the flowers of all the tomorrows are the seeds of today. Bloom where you are planted." So gorgeous colors in this, just absolutely gorgeous. I like the individual blocks. They all come together as one. I just think this is so unique. I don't know, how it all comes together with the different little segments. It's so unique to me. So I started this one in May of 2020 on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. Love it, love this fabric. Weeks Dye Works are the threads, and I'll just show you the section that I've worked on so far. That bird, isn't that beautiful? I love it so much. The colors are so soft with this fabric. It's a really, really fun piece to work on. A lot of spacing, so a lot of counting, but I really enjoy it. I really have to get back to it. It's so beautiful. Such a pretty piece. Okay, next, whip number 16. October Cottage, Cottage of the Month. So I mentioned the Cottages of the Month. October of 2020, so I started this one this year. Love the pumpkins in this, love the colors. So fall, Halloween, love it all. So this is that new color fabric, 32 count Taupe Lugana. So give me your opinion. Do you like this fabric better? Should I keep the March Cottage on the one it was on? I don't know. But I loved this fabric. I thought it was a really nice neutral, dark enough so that, you know, the colors pop for the house. I have to say I am not a fan of stitching white, but I really enjoyed this. There's two different color whites in here on the face of the house and on the side. And I just really, I love, this is Weeks Dye Works Carrot. That's one of my favorite colors of all time. It's also the color of those carrots in that bunny hop. So I love this one. I, have visions of having all of them done. And I do like 32 count better. So I started on 28 count everything. And now I've migrated to 32 count. It just, I don't know, it makes my stitches look a little cleaner, a little better coverage. So I'm kind of thinking I want to go redo them all. I know the one that I did for July, I absolutely love that design, but I feel like the fabric I did it on was too light. And it just doesn't like make the colors pop. So I might redo them. But you know, if I keep redoing things, I'll never get anywhere. That will be a very big problem. Okay, next piece is Christmas Eve by the Prairie Schooler. This is whip number 17. I started this one in June of 2020, which completely breaks my theory that I only stitch in the season. Yep. Just love this piece. Santa flying over the village, delivering presents. The colors are so pretty. Again, all DMC on a Prairie Schooler, which is just amazing to me how the colors can just be so perfectly matched in these pieces. So I did this on 28 count T-dye Monaco, and I'll show you how far I am. So there's a little elf riding on the back. And Santa, let me back up a little, you can see more of the words in the snow. So beautiful. I love it so much. I have so much fun stitching this piece. Again, it's one with the blocks of color, like on the reindeer and the sled, you can just go, and it's so cheerful. I love it. I got my little Snoopy Charlie Brown Christmas tree needle binder because I love Snoopy. Okay, number 18. Good Company by the Scarlet House. This is a huge piece. I had been wanting to stitch this. I had it in my stash ever since I saw it. The Kindred Stitcher Lisa Smith had it on her Flosstube. If you haven't checked her out, go check her out. I love the singing on it. She lives on a hill overlooking the sea with only her dogs for good company. She doesn't need less, she doesn't need more than to hear the waves crash into the shore. Dogs living on the water. Yes, please. And I'm going to tailor these dogs to be my dogs. I'm going to tailor those colors once I get to that part. But this is such a pretty piece. I stitched this on 32 count Buttercream by Lakeside Linens, and I invested in the silks, the Belle Soie silks, and I'm so glad that I did. I had put out a question on my Flosstube and said, you know, is it worth it? Are the silks worth it? Absolutely. If you have a piece that you love as much as I love this one, definitely invest in them. It is so much of a joy to work with. Like, the threads just slide so easily through the fabric. The colors are so brilliant. So I just love it. I started up here in this corner. I've got the border worked on this side. I'm down in that water, the blue water, which is just the most beautiful color. Little beehive. Oh, I love this so much. I love this so much. So I'm really enjoying it. That's gonna take me a while. That's a big piece. But it's all good because I like the journey. Next, okay, Project 19 is Halloween Rules. And before I show you mine, I want to tell you about how amazing my sister Melissa is. Melissa is also a cross stitcher. Again, she cross stitched a little when I did when we were kids, and got out of it just because all we ever knew was, like, you know, what was in Joann's or Michael's for kits. And then when I started cross stitching again in the end of 2017, she got back on board. And so the very first piece she ever stitched was Halloween Rules, which is a huge piece, as I'll show you. And unlike her sister, she's a monogamous stitcher. So she is very busy. She's a mom of two. She teaches full-time elementary school. She doesn't have a lot of stitching time, but whenever she did, she worked on this piece and just worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and she finished it and had it completely finished. It was the first time she's ever fully finished a piece as well. So that's super intimidating for me. I know some people are so good at just like whipping out the finishes and having them done. It's my least favorite part of the process. I would rather just stitch all the things. But she found, it wasn't at a flea market. I think it was like one of those ads on Facebook for someone who was selling an old pieces of a picket fence. And she went and got that, and then coordinated her fabrics and finished Halloween Rules on a picket fence the day before Halloween. I was so impressed with her. She's never finished anything. Stitching wise, she just jumped back into it and picked the biggest piece ever. One of the biggest pieces ever that I've stitched. And she finished it, and I'm just so proud of her. So I'm gonna insert a picture here. And now I will show you mine. It is such a fun piece. So we both stitched this on 28 count clay Joblin. I started mine in September of 2018. I want to say she started hers like 2019. I'm almost positive it was 2019 because she didn't get into it right away. Yeah, it was for sure 2019. And so this is such a fun piece. This is by Lizzie Kate. It comes in all the different cards and you just work your way down the pattern. So many brilliant colors in this. Weeks Dye Works. Just absolutely enjoy every little motif, how they all come together. But unlike my amazing sister Melissa, who finished this and has it all set up for Halloween, I realized that I should have done the border first, and I'm off. And because I'm off by like 3 or 4 blocks, it threw the whole border off. So I'm in the process of frogging all of this top out. This is the free topper that Lizzie Kate has on her website. So I need to frog this out, recenter, and redo. Not all the bottom below, but just the top, redo the top. So I'm so proud of you, Melissa. Mwah. Awesome job. I'm so glad to have a stitching buddy and a sister as a stitching buddy. Awesome. Okay. Next, here comes my second pile. I told you I got a lot of whips. Whip number 20 is just hatched. So this is by the Prairie Schooler. I finished the bunny, and I finished it into a little ornament that I was doing an Easter tree. And then I started this, this one here with the little chicks. So much fun, quick stitches, easy to finish. They even give you like the egg template on the back so you can, you know, cut out your batting and your piece to fit it exactly, which really helps. And I am so close. I have one lonely little chick to finish, right? So this has to get done next Easter. But it's just too fun to do these. They're beautiful colors. They put you in the spring mood. I love the bunnies. I love the chicks. Yeah, so having a lot of fun with that one. Okay, we're on to number 21, Christmas Rules. So again, this is a mega one by Lizzie Kate. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. So cute. Love all the little parts that come together and make the piece. It's just beautiful colors in these. So again, I put this on the same fabric, the clay Joblin, 28 count, and I've just gotten work done on the topper so far. So this definitely needs to come out of the rotation again. Beautiful colors, but they're huge. I mean, like, you look at the size of this fabric, it's a big piece. It's a big piece, but just love these. So cheerful for the season. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that one. 22, Simple Joys. Love this. I was in a stitch along on this one. And I am woefully behind, but that's okay. So this one is by Little House Needleworks. I just love the colors in this. I love the Tiger's Eye, Weeks Dye Works in the house. I've said this before. Such a beautiful piece. I categorize this as a summer piece for me. I put some work into it this summer. I did. So if you look back at my old videos, you know, I can't remember exactly what I did, but it's definitely come a ways since then. So I think I did a lot of this border and this green underneath Simple Joys. So beautiful. Those colors are just gorgeous. Really had a lot of fun with this piece. 28 count beige Joblin is what this is stitched on. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to that one for sure. For sure. 23 is Winter Wonderland, Changing Seasons. This is so cute. This was part of a stitch along that Priscilla and Chelsea did ages ago. I started it in January of 2018. Love it so much. He's so cheerful. If that's not the epitome of Frosty the Snowman, I don't know. That is Frosty in my mind. So I'm stitching this up on 28 count wheat Lugana. Love it so much. That little cardinal. He desperately needs some eyes and a nose and a bunny. Love the bunny. Excuse me. And these snowflakes. Isn't that so pretty how they come together like that? So this is just a beautiful piece. I am really looking forward to stitching this again. For sure. For sure. Okay, next is number 24, and this is lesson 4 of the Cereal Bowl collection. Sampler lessons, be you to others, kind and true, as you would have others be to you. How sweet is that with those sheep? I absolutely love it. So adorable. The colors are so brilliant in this. They're, let's see, Classic Colorworks. And I stitched this on 28 count wheat Lugana. I started this in November of 2019, and I'm super close. Definitely want to get back to this one. This is another one that was just a real joy to just get moving, like on the grass or the roof, and just go, 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 and not have to think too much about it. Such a fun piece. Such a fun piece. We're getting close. We're getting close. Number 25, Bayside Cottage. So this is like where I want to go on summer vacation. How perfect does that look? The water, the sailboat, all the beautiful flowers, the seagulls. Something spoke to me about this kit. Had to have it. So this is on 18 count white Aida. And I have made some progress since the last time I showed it to you. Ooh, let me move back. There we go. So beautiful colors in this. The shutter, you can see some of the purple flowers are starting to come in. Again, this is one that's gonna take a while, but I'm okay with that because I have so much fun stitching it. Let me see, there we go. Such a fun piece. Okay, we are up to number 26. This one is called Charming Waterway. I will always refer to it as Italy. When I think about going to Italy, and which I would love to do someday, I think about these little riverside cafes or cafes in a little alley and just dining on tons of spaghetti and enjoying the beautiful weather. So this is Charming Waterway by Dimensions. It's a gold collection. It's stitched on 16 count gray Aida, and I did a bit of work on this one, a lot of this greenery here. So I'm kind of using, you pick a thread and just run it out as far as you can go, and then, not doing the parking method, but just doing cross country and just stitching out until the thread is gone. So, little start. It's gonna be beautiful when it's finished. It's gonna be beautiful when it's finished. Okay, number 27 is Spring, 4 Seasons by Lizzie Kate. So this is one of my oldest whips. This I started in March of 2018. Again, I have all 4 of these, spring, summer, autumn, winter. I finished winter. They're so much fun. The thing about these is just the use of color. I loved the winter one as well. The colors that they pick, and these are Weeks Dye Works, is what just made me fall in love with Weeks Dye Works. Again, adorable little sheep, oh my gosh. I love the purple in that house and the greens. It's just such a soft, aesthetically pleasing blend. I don't know, it's very zen. I really enjoy these. So I don't know if I said 28 count Tea Coffee Monaco is what I stitched this one on. So yeah, winter's done, working on spring. Number 28, A Kiss for Snowman. So this is for my mom. I've mentioned that before. She loves snowmen. This looks like her as a little girl. Oh, these kits are just so pretty. It's just amazing to me how they can make them look so realistic, like a picture. I mean, it just looks like a real picture. So 18 count white Aida is what this is stitched on. And I got a lot of progress on this one since the last time you saw it. I jumped down into the girl's coat and her glove and just went crazy with all that beautiful pink and red blending of thread. Just so beautiful. I did some more in his hat too. So yeah, this one's coming along. Again, it's, even though it's Dimensions Kits threads, so beautiful. The colors are just so beautiful. So I'm really enjoying this one. And it is nice to stitch on Aida. I've really become a linen stitcher since I got back into cross stitch, but I do love Aida. It's nice to stitch on. Okay, here's another one I'm super close on. This is Boo by Lizzie Kate. Look at these adorable little owls sitting in a tree. I love it so much. I love the colors. Once again, that blue on that house is so pretty. So I think I showed this in my last floss tube. I haven't done any more on it since then. Got a couple little owl butts sitting on the branch. But again, such a fun stitch. Really, really easy to just sit down and, plow through these because there's not a lot of thinking involved with the confetti. I love it. So cute. Okay, Midnight Watch. Now this is number 30. He always has a story. I just tell the story with this one. So here it is. This is Midnight Watch. I fell in love with this pattern, had to have it. Was like chomping at the bit till it came in the mail. And I originally started on a different color fabric and the moon color just wasn't what it showed in this pattern. So I restarted everything on 28 count 18th century brown, and I am happy with how it's turning out. So happy. That cat just makes me smile. He's so adorable. And that moon, I just went with a solid color and I'm really enjoying it. Started it on the lettering, those pumpkins with the checkers. It's just such a fun Halloween vibe. I love this piece so much. So I'm definitely hoping by next fall that I can have this one done, because I really made a ton of progress on that this fall. Okay, next, number 31, Harvest Time. So I love this. I saw this one on Handwork, I think it's Handwork Maniac, and she finished it into a pillow and she showed it on her Flosstube, and I immediately went online and bought it. Had to have it. The Prairie Schooler, it's this top one here. This beautiful autumn scene with the carriage and the covered bridge and the beautiful fall leaves. I just love it so much. So I am stitching this one, and I still have this on the Q-snap because it's what I'm actively working on. I am stitching this on 32 count Belfast Antique White. I started it this September. Look at the reds in that tree. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And again, with Prairie Schoolers, they're just so much fun. There's not a ton of thinking. You can just do these blocks of color, and it always turns out to be just this beautiful blended scene. I love it so much. Love it so much. Really enjoying this one. Yeah, so I've been working on it quite a bit lately. Quite a bit. Okay, next is Haunted and the Lizzie Kate Autumn Smalls. There's a story with this one too. So I finished this one before. I finished this, and then I found this wooden pumpkin at Joann's, and I had this vision of like taking my piece, finishing it in a square, and just putting it on this pumpkin. There was some glue involved, and there was... I basically did not put it on. I should have just used sticky board, but I tried this different type of board. It ended up getting soggy with the glue. It just didn't have that like real crisp look to it, so I peeled it off, and it ruined the back. So because it's so small, and because I had so much fun stitching it the first time, I'm stitching it again. So this is the piece I'm talking about down here with the little chubby crow, Haunted. The colors in this are so beautiful, and these skinny little houses, I just love it so much. I just love it so much. So I still have that pumpkin, and here's where I'm at. I restarted it just this October. I was in a Halloween mood one day, and I'm super, super close to finishing it. It's just a very small piece, but I love it so much. It's got a couple of buttons that go in the middle of these stars, and then I will refinish it on that pumpkin for next Halloween. Loving that one. Okay, we are on number 33. Valentine House Trio. Oh my gosh. So where did I see this one? I don't even know where I saw this one. It might have just been in my browsing online. I have discovered Waxing Moon's trio designs. Oh boy, there's another rabbit hole right there. They have them for spring, summer, Halloween, winter, Christmas. They have all the trios. But I saw this one, and I'm like, I have enough time to get these done by Valentine's Day. And I have a whole vision with a shelf and how I'm gonna do it, like this whole thing. So we'll see if I get there. But this is the Valentine Trio. Do you not just love, oh, there's my circle light. Do you not just love these colors? Oh my gosh, I'm just obsessed. So I started with this first one, Valentine. I just cannot get over how cute these are. And these beautiful uses of color are just amazing. I love it. So I'm stitching this on 32 count Beautiful Beige, and it is beautiful. I will say it is beautiful. And here it is. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. I love it so much. So this is a finish. This is my one finish I have to show you. It's technically not a whip anymore. I just finished it last night. But I just can't get over these colors in the house and these little trees and the hearts. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. So this one is going to go into my FFO pile. And I'm hoping to get the other two done and finish all three at the same time and have this amazing Valentine display to show you in February. These are the dreams. Gotta have the dreams, right? Gotta have all the dreams. Okay, last one, last whip. I adore this piece. This is a gift for a very special someone. I'm not gonna say who, but there's something about these pieces. Now I had seen them come out when Market came out, but I hadn't seen this specific one. This is Pray by Teresa Kogut. There is something about her face that brings me so much peace and calm. You know, these are very stressful times. I know everyone's doing their best to just stay kind and stay happy and you know, count our blessings and feel grateful for the things we have. And she just does that for me. I look at her and it just brings me calm and peace. And I really hope it will for the gift receiver as well. So I started this 2 days ago. 32 count amber linen, which is not the called for. The called for was, oh, I don't remember. Cocoa. It was Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. And I got 32 count amber instead. And here she is. Oh, and you know what is so funny is some of the colors, like you wouldn't think you would use. Like if you look in her face, you're like right here at the top of her nose, it's almost like a silver color. And then there's like some green, but as they start to blend, like as more and more come together and it starts to blend, it just starts to form that picture that looks like you just did it with a paintbrush, you know, like a real painter would do. And so it's really enjoyable doing this. It's really enjoyable to see the colors come together so realistically. I am really having a lot of fun with this piece. And I'm trying to get it done for Christmas. So stitchy, stitchy. That'll probably be my focus piece. Okay, so a couple more things to share with you. Knitting. The knitting bug did hit me. It does every year at this time of year. It makes me just want to knit all the things. It's chilly and I just want to knit sweaters and scarves and all of these things. So I will show you the first thing that I finish. I got this yarn at Spun in Ann Arbor. It's a great yarn store. I miss going there. Really beautiful. I went there with Linda Jo, Pretty Southern, and I bought this yarn. And I finally finished it into fingerless mitts. So I love these. They're so cozy. I recently went to a backyard party and there was a fire pit, and it was so nice to wear these because I like had a mug of hot drink and you could feel the warmth but still have your fingers, you know, to do your phone, and I love it. I love it. This yarn, I wish I could tell you the name of it. I can't believe I did not say the label, but it is a worsted weight yarn. It is merino wool, and just the variegation in the pattern or in the yarn is so beautiful. And these were super easy if you have not knit before and it's something you want to do. I was not a knitter. No one in my family knitter, and I found the website Very Pink Knits, and she has made an entire career for herself with this knitting channel, and she does a ton of tutorials that are all free, like knit stitch, purl stitch, slip slip knit, like all of the things you ever want to know, how to fix it, how to pick up drop stitches, and she has a ton of patterns too, and she features a lot of different yarns. So Very Pink Knits is the name of her channel. I'll link it down below, but this is her easy fingerless mitt pattern, and I modified it a little. I modified the cuff because I like a little bit longer cuff, so I modified the number of rows that I put into the cuff, the same up top here. Other than that, it's the same. I knit the size mediums, and they are just cozy and wonderful, and I love them so much. And it's adorable because my niece Grace saw me wearing these and she put them on her Christmas list. How adorable is that child? She's so adorable. So absolutely yes, Gracie, I will be stitching you these or knitting you these for Christmas. Okay, and my next knitting whip. Okay, so I found a YouTuber. Her name is Summer Lee, and she is incredible. She is an artist, definitely a fiber artist. She knits socks obsessively. She loves socks. She just did a tour of her room, her where she works every day, and she's got this adorable cart, and she opened up her cabinets and it was all this beautiful yarn. And she has on her website a tutorial and pattern that is free for the I'm So Basic sock design. And that is what I am knitting. I have made a sock, people. I can't even tell you how excited that makes me. The thought of making a sock was like, I don't even know how to do that. But it really isn't that bad when you go step by step. It really isn't that bad. So this is Knit Picks yarn. Let me see what the name of it is. I wrote it down in my projects here. This is, nope, not that one. This is Knit Picks Stroll Yarn in Sachet. And the top is Knit Picks Stroll Yarn in Natural. So the only thing I modified on the pattern is, ooh, let's see if it'll focus there. So I like a 2x2 rib. Her pattern calls for a 2x1 rib. I like it a little bit stretchier. So I did a 2x2 rib, and you definitely can make this cuff as long or as small as you want it. I like bigger cuffs. And then this whole part is just basic stockinette, and look how beautiful that yarn, it does that striping thing all on its own. Like there's no magic there that I'm doing with any needles. It just does it all on its own. And then, so I was good up to there, right? I've knit scarves, I've done knitting. So knit and purl, no big deal. The heel flap and turn. This is some knitting voodoo magic right here. This is, so you knit this heel flap and then you knit a very specific pattern. It's not anything difficult. It's knits and purls, like and slip stitches. There's not a whole lot into it. But you go from basically going this direction and it turns your entire piece of work 90 degrees, right? You knit this adorable little heel, it goes 90 degrees, and then you knit the gusset, which you pick up the stitches and you start your decreases, and then you knit along the foot down to the toe. So I was so excited. I felt like Castaway, the movie, Tom Hanks. Remember that when he is trying and trying and trying to light a fire, and finally he makes a fire and he's dancing around. He's like, oh, I have made fire. This is how I was. I have made socks. This is exactly how I felt. It was such an exciting feeling. So this is my very first sock ever. I'm not kidding you, that I knit and ripped it out, 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 like 100 times, because I'm just super picky about my stitches and having even tension. And these are for my grandmother, so I wanted to make sure that they are super special. But yeah, so this is my first one. I tried it on. That's the other thing. So I had also never knit Magic Loop. And if you are a knitter or have heard of Magic Loop and you're intimidated by it, go to Summer Lee's page, because she also has a tutorial just on knitting Magic Loop. And honest to goodness, I'm so glad I watched it. It is 100 times easier than doing this on 4 double pointed needles. It is so simple to do Magic Loop. You would be shocked by it. And I'm using what she recommended, which is the size 1 Chiagoos, which has a 40-inch cord on it. It was so easy to do, to knit in Magic Loop, and made it so much easier. You don't have all those needles. Some people like double pointed needles, and I did these on double pointed needles. But knitting Magic Loop was life-changing. So she will show you how to do that. She will show you how to knit Magic Loop. She will show you in her tutorial that she does to make these socks. She does it Magic Loop method. If you are interested. So now I'm buying all the sock yarn, of course. I just, yeah, in my next video, I will show you the haul of yarn that I've got and some different haul that I've got for stitching stuff, but this one's getting pretty long. So before I go, oh, one more thing. I got this yarn bowl. Isn't this beautiful? I got this yarn bowl on Etsy. I love it. Like everything fits right in there. And it's got the little cutout, you know, for your yarn to go through. It's beautiful. It's handmade. I will try to remember to link below the shop that I got this on Etsy. I love it so much. It just sits next to me, and when I sit down in the evening knitting or stitching, it's just right there. I love it so much. But before I go, so there was a great post on Facebook in the Stitch Mania group, and it was from Sara from the Millennial Stitcher, and she said, hi, I have started my own Flosstube and I'd like to follow some other people, you know, say hi, let me know. All of these people started commenting and listing out their Flosstubes, and it's been wonderful because it's, you know, you find Flosstube and you hear from other Flosstubers, but to see them like all listed out, I have just been clicking and clicking and following and clicking. So Millennial Stitchers, Sara and Nathan. Sara has got to be one of the most happiest, joyful people. Sara, I just love you. You're so sweet. She just looks like she's happy and giggly and kind all the time. Nathan, I'm sure you agree with that. Nathan is her husband, and he has just started stitching. He's working on a penguin. Super adorable. I love the two of them. Go check them out. And then Animal Instinct is Kelly. She is a vet in Australia. Sounds like she has a super interesting career. She no longer sees pets in the office, but she works more on like the government level and pets coming into the country, and it sounds incredibly interesting, and she has a bunch of fun projects to share. So go check out some new Flosstubers. Say hi. You can never have enough stitchy friends, right? I am definitely of that belief. But until next time, I'm going to try and be back in 2 weeks and say hi, show you what I've got going on. I hope you guys are enjoying fall. I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving, and just remember to count all the blessings for the things you do have, all the things we all have in this time, even though it's stressful times and it's difficult for a lot of people. There's always blessings you can find. There's always positive you can find. There's always somebody out there who needs your prayers. So just keep that in mind. If you are a person who believes in prayer, my grandmother is battling stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And I can't even tell you in a video that would last an hour how amazing of a person she is, what a difference she's made in my life and the life of my family. But I would appreciate your prayers for her. She is truly being a warrior. Things are going well. She's being very, very brave. So yeah, if you could say a prayer for her, her name is Lolly, it would mean a lot to me and a lot to her. But until I see you guys again, happy stitching, and we'll talk soon.